Okay, righto, good morning. I have the Speed Queen tumble dryer and a washing machine combination. But the Speed Queen, from time to time, you start hearing a squeaking noise inside here. But it's normally, I did it before, inside here, in the inside of the drum. There are two places. These two bearings, two wheels that the drum is running on. So you push here, so you then this is what makes it sound, but all the weight over the years. So this thing is about 25 years plus already old. And what I do, I normally open the thing and then I just check the bearing, the little bearings inside, and then change them. This is the only thing I ever do. There's still the original belt motor. It's only these things that needs maintenance. But it's just for interest sake. Here's where the heater, the element sits here, blows the heat in here, and then here's a filter, and then the centrifugal motor just sits in here, so it sucks it air and blows it out in the bottom in the pipe outside. Okay, I'm gonna start opening the thing now. Open the thing to be able to see what is wrong with the thing. There's a little pulley also, a tensioner pulley by the motor and the belt. That one also, I remember replacing it over the years. So, but they're very, very good machines. They have no, they just keep on going. Okay. Here's just another thing I want to show you. I've got a plug, it's a double plug. Here's for the washing machine. And then this one is for the tumble dryer. But this tumble dryer draws so much current that like every 2 months you need to change this plug. It actually burns, literally burns the contacts inside. The contacts here it's not enough for all the current it's using. So what I did, what helps here, I took this whole thing out and then I connect the wires inside here. So and since I do that, then you can see there's no marks or whatever dark. So that contact helps a lot. So if you can do this, or maybe put a different type of plug in this caravan plugs, a normal 3-pin plug 15 amp doesn't work so well. So this can be a fire hazard as well. Okay, you start by losing this screws. There in the bottom is one, and there's another one on the bottom there. We undo that and then we're gonna take this panel off. Okay, the bottom is removed. You can see here's the motor inside with where the fan with the sucks in. So the next job is to go, there's another screws here. We're gonna remove the whole front part now. Then there's another two screws. Then we can remove the whole there's just a small wire here for the switch, so let's just first remove that. Okay, when you remove this, there's two wires here. That is the door switch sits here that you need to take off. Okay, I put this thing away. Okay, now what's happening here? Here you can see here is this two screws, this 4. This the drum is run on a type of a bearing. It's like a cloth type of thing that it runs in the front. First I have to remove this, and then this whole motor cavity thing is gonna come loose. Okay, now this whole front piece comes off. Now you'll see this is what I talked about. You see here in front is actually the front bearing. It runs on this little there's a seal, and then here it's like a Teflon pad and another Teflon pad here. The weight in the front sits on this seal the air. And here's the motor, the centrifugal motor. Let's put this here. So here's the motor. Just make sure you put the power off before you go. So here's the centrifugal motor, and the back is the shaft with the pulley that turns the drum. Now the next job is very interesting. Here is the safety switches. If the motor should stop running or overheat or something, then this activates, and then it stops the motor. Okay, here's in the bottom. You see there is the pulley. There's one pulley in the bottom there. It runs the drum. It's running on that. And here's the belt. Before we're gonna go any further, we're gonna just release the tensioner to be able to get the drum off. There's another safety devices there with the element. If it should overheat, the fan stops and then it will switch off the machine. While you open, you can somewhat take a vacuum cleaner and clean the fluff inside. Yeah, see, here's the in the bottom. It sucks the air in the bottom. Go in the top, element sits there, and then it comes out there in that side. And here's a centrifugal motor. Okay, next job is just gonna quickly release that bearing. Put my hand in here and just undo the tensioner bearing there. Okay, here's the belt. You can just inspect it to see. You'll see there's cracks there, but it's like a timing belt of a car. There's little fibers on the top, so then just inspect it. If it's not, just go through it. There's no tear or a crack or something, so it's still alright. We'll have to wait. If it's really bad, you have to replace it, but this one is still alright. Still the same belt for the last 25 years. Okay, the next job is to remove the drum. I'm going to take the drum out now. Okay, the drum don't want to come out. I'm just going to loosen one screw on top. Just lift the top and then we'll be able to get the drum out. Okay, listen, quickly explain further. You'll see here's the tensioner bearing. You can see it's also pitted. You can see there is a real plastic, but there's a ridge in there, so that thing also needs to be replaced some other time. I will start ordering maybe. See, there's a little cavity inside here, but that there you start going through the top, so one of these days it's going to go inside there. And here's the little place on the motor where the belt runs. Okay, here's the two bearings I'm talking about. You see here, it is this one here and this one. The drums runs on here. It lies on here. Now what I did here, this is the same stuff. You just mark them right and left, and then you swap them. Right? 180 degrees. You put that one because the weight is on top. So you'll see the bearing, the top side of the shaft is where the damage is. And then you can just, if the wheels are still alright, you can put it there, and then it goes to the weight is from the other side. But I'm first going to go and remove these two things, and then go from there. Just for interest sake, you can see how many dust and fluff is here. The motor, so I can't cool properly. You can see the loss of a lot of stuff here. So I'm just going to quickly get a vacuum, and then we can vacuum this thing, just clean it before we go any further. Okay, here's another thing that I pick up. This pulley is very stiff. It must run freely. So there's also, I'll have to open it and clean it also. Now, to get off this thing, there's a circlip there, and then it comes off, and then you can undo it. But let me just check the shaft. Let me first remove the circlips, and then we go from there. Okay, this as a shelf. Just remember how you put it back. The little bigger side just on the back. There's a washer also. You'll see the shaft on the top here. There's like dark marks here. Then there's you can see here. I can just focus here quickly here. You can see here's a dark patch here, and this is where it runs on there. So what you do, as I explained to you, you can take this part, put it that side, put that side, this side. But I think I already swapped them around. Then you have like a clean part again on the shaft. But that looks doesn't too rough, so I think it's still alright. I'll just have to buy new ones. Just make sure all the grime stuff is take what do you call it, spiritus or cleaning fluid like benzene, and then you just, this is a self-lubricating bearing. It's a copper, brass copper, so that you can't put any oil in here, so it must be very dry. Then it lubricates itself. So we're just going to clean all the crap up here, and then but I think my issue was here. I think this one is not lacquer, but anyway, let's just clean it and then put it back. Okay, so put the benzene here, and then we're just going to quickly put benzene in, and then you put it inside the shaft there. Benzene takes up all the oil residue, so you don't need anything there. That's it. Okay, so I said don't put on any oil there. Let's go clean the other shaft that side also. Okay, now you take this shaft and you take this benzene. You clean that nicely. Okay, now we can then just clean that washer also. Look how dirty the stuff is. Okay, now what you do, remember the big part. As you go back, there is then a washer there. It goes there, and then the bigger washer, and then the circlip. As long as it doesn't jump out of your, I just have to put it back quickly. Okay, now we're gonna just do the same with this one, and then I'm gonna tackle this one quickly. Okay, if you take a small mirror and you put it underneath there, then you can see, you can maybe not see, but I can see the dark mark there. So I already swapped it around, so that I will have to order a new one. The last weight was on that side, so now it's on this side. But it doesn't look too bad. I'll first order spares with this pulley, and then I will replace it on the time. Okay, I remove this small bearing now, and this is what's a bit tough. So you just take a spanner shifting and take it out. See, there's the same thing. You can feel this is sticky. You can look here. So let's just clean this thing also. You can see it is like an oily substance here. I don't know where the oil is coming from, but I guess it's more. the self-lubricating bearing that causes some of the residue that comes off. So make sure that's clean. You can also see the marks here where the tension is. But this is what I'm talking. See, here's like the little indents how they cast it. Now this bearing, it's a whole gap in here of the belt that around here. That some other time it's gonna go through here. Then you can throw it away. So the next thing is now, if you have a lathe or something, you can maybe put it in and grind that off. But you can't also not swap it around. Make sure you put it in the right way that you put it in, so that the belt can run in the same place. Otherwise you're going to damage your belt. Okay, and let me just then take more benzene and just make the shaft. So I'll have to order this thing. Let's clean there. I can put it in. There's it. That runs right. Okay. I'm going to put it back now. So this is nice and clean now. And then we go from there. Okay, now I'm finished. See, this one is running freely now. It's lekker. Cleaned. And this one is running. And this one is running. Now first everything is clean, motor still alright, and I'm gonna put the drum back, put the belt over, fix the tensioner with the belt first, then put the front part back, put everything back together again, and then so we can start it. Okay, if you put it back, just make sure. You can see the tensioner is a short distance from this bearing, so now you need to wait to put the drum back. Here's the belt, and here's the place where the wheels are running. Okay, remember to first put this one back. After you lift it, put the drum in, screw this back, and now you can put the belt back. Okay, then just make sure then the pulley is nice and it's placed there, and on the shaft of the motor it's run in the slots, and then you can just turn this thing a little bit so the belt can find its place where it's supposed to go, and so then the belt is up, so you can close the front part now. When you put the front is now back, but there's just make sure there's little reference clips here that you push it in, and then it can flip in, so that it helps you suspend the thing. And just make sure this with the motor, that seal, the plug is in, cover is nicely over there. Just make sure before you put everything back, you come up clean all parts here, don't got any fluff. Okay, now the next we're gonna put this wires back. If you lost your place, there's a big slot and a thin one, but you can see the other one is still clean. There's no scaving where the plug went in, so it's obviously the outside ones. There's just a center micro switch with that switch over to stop the machine if you open the door. And here's clips here on the top. If you're finished with the wire, here's this wires, and then you can clip it on the inside and the top. Here is two marks here that it goes in here, and then you can just screwing the 2 bottom screws. Okay, now I'm back. I'm just gonna test it quickly. We're gonna just put it on here. Okay, there it goes. You just test the door to open. Stop. There it stopped. Perfect. The squeaky sounds is also finished. Not there anymore, but as I say, we can just order the parts, replace it, and that's it. What I do here, there's a hole in the wall in the back. Then I just put the red marks here. Then I know exactly where the pipe is outside, so it can blow the air outside. And there's no aluminium. It's too much issue. You get a metal pipe also you can put over there, but the hole is very big, so it blows the air outside. It works like this the last flipping 20 years. So, okay, this is my story of the Speed Queen tumble dryer. Prepare it or service it. Very good machine. You'll buy once in your lifetime, and that's it. Unless maybe you have an electrical problem somewhere. But the structure is very, very sturdy. It'll last you a very, very long time. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time, cheers.